The idea of having political parties in the USA that are different from Republicans and Democrats, personally, I think that that would be a good idea. Um, Unfortunately, right now, though, it seems that it's very, very difficult to have that happen, even though that it seems like, based on various polls that I've read, that most Americans really do want to have a different choice beyond Republican and Democrat that would have some kind of significant that could make some kind of significant difference. Because let's face it, most Americans, for various reasons, want to have different things happen in the United States, and in order to have that happen, really, there needs to be more than Democrat and Republican to choose from. Um, I don't know that I think there needs to be some kind of mobilization of a common theme, I guess, that the majority consensus of, again, there's 300 million Americans, but just enough Americans that can really, like, you know go beyond the Republican Democrat paradigm, and have more of a third party represented, third party or more. Um, Personally, I've always had a respect for the way they handle politics in Europe. Um, Throughout the European continent, they have more than two political parties represented. Like in some countries that you go to in Europe, they have, like, four or five or more political parties in their respective country. And as a result, there are more diverse opinions represented. And but they, other than that, they kind of do, like, they vote on different things, different policies and all that, and you know but they basically have, like, a multi-party versus a bipartisan. They have a multi-partisan system in Europe. And I know that there are some Americans who, probably think, like, oh, well, that's just kind of bending to the will or whim of other nations or whatever, because there's this strong nationalistic vibe going on as far as wanting to do things that are uniquely American. But it does seem to me that that there needs to be more than Republican and Democrat parties in the United States that are represented. What to do about that? Well, again, I think there has to be some kind. I mean, again, there's like 300 million Americans, but there has to be some kind of movement of a different party. And some of the more famous parties beyond Republican, Democrat, but they all have different kind of views. We have libertarians, we have Greens, we have constitutionalists, we have socialists. There's different kinds of political parties besides Republican and Democrat, but they can't get the, I guess, funding or something. They don't really have much media coverage. I bet most Americans, I wager that most Americans do not even know who the Libertarian Party candidate is, who the Socialist Party candidate is for president, who the Green Party candidate is for president. If people are lucky enough to get this recording, let me just say that the name of the Libertarian Party candidate is named Bob Barr, and he used to be an ex-Republican congressman from Georgia. He was voted into the Libertarian Party, primaries or whatever. And they had like a debate, just like they had for the Republican and Democrat debate. They had the same thing for the Libertarians, and it was only on C-SPAN that I'm aware of. They might have shown it like on other kind of like public televisions or NPR or other kind of nonprofit media things. But I never seen the Libertarian Party candidates on mainstream media. It was always like on C-SPAN, or that's where I saw it. I actually got to see the Libertarian Party debate on C-SPAN. And they said things that I didn't agree with all of them, but it was definitely the party of change. It was definitely a party that was beyond Republican and Democrat. It was almost like they kind of blended the two. Like it's like the Libertarians kind of took the best of both. And that's cool. And anyway, the guy's name is Bob Barr. I guess Libertarians are accepted in like 30 some different states. Not in all 50 though, unfortunately. But if people want change, they probably shouldn't vote for Republican or Democrat. But people, definitely want change. But they want their vote to quote unquote count. Well, to me, it seems like you should vote with your conscience. I think Americans should be aware of the different presidential candidates that are out there. For example, back in 2004, I bet most Americans did not know that Jerry Springer ran for president. I'm not sure, but he actually did in 2004. Jerry Springer, believe it or not. But it's just weird how like so many Americans are so unaware of things. But I don't blame the American society totally. I just think that mainstream media such as like Fox, CNN, MSNBC, ABC, all them, they just discuss Republicans and Democrats only. They don't discuss other candidates. I believe that the candidate's name for the Green Party is named Cynthia McKinney. Actually, she's a black woman, and so people like I know people talking like race and gender or whatever. People vote because of race and gender, some people don't or whatever. But yeah, they actually the Green Party, I guess, from what I heard they picked a lady by the name of Cynthia McKinney. I don't know if to whoever has read the Green Party platform, manifesto, whatever it's called, it's amazing. It's actually quite phenomenal what the Green Party stands for. It seems demonized in U.S. mainstream media, along with, like, say, the Socialist Party, but they really have a lot of neat things to say. Socialism has a candidate by the name of Brian Moore, the Socialist Party candidate. There's also a senator today who's classified as an independent, and his name is Bernie Sanders, and he's from Vermont, Vermont independent senator, and U.S. senator, and he's basically a socialist. So he's the only socialist U.S. congressman that I'm aware of. There could be others, but to my knowledge, so like when I hear things like, oh, Barack Obama is the most liberal senator in Congress, I've heard that before in different places, that don't vote for Barack Obama because he's the most liberal. Actually, there are, in my opinion, I believe that there are senators actually more liberal than Barack Obama, but you don't really hear much about them. And I'm not sure if liberalism equals brilliance per se, but to those people who are critical of Barack Obama as being the most liberal person, he's actually authored a few hundred bills that he actually wrote, which, as Americans should know, a bill is actually many, many, many pages long. And Barack Obama has actually personally authored a lot of them in just his short time as senator. So people should not chastise his brilliance. The man is a very skilled politician. But